business model innovation. First and foremost, I want to look at what a business is not. Many of us think that a business is a product. If you have some fantastic product, some new idea, some kind of a technology, we feel ki that's a business. But a business is not a product. A business is not even a price structure. Sometimes the same product, you have like hotel, then you have very affordable hotel, you have very elite hotel, you have very medium range hotel, it's not even about price. It's not just about price. So business is not just a price structure. A business is not a factory. Sometimes we know people who have a factory and they go to their factory or to their office every day and we think that's their business. A business is not a factory or an office. A business is not even a delivery system. When I say a delivery system, not just like, let's say an Amazon has a delivery system. That's the only part of Amazon other than the website that we come in touch with the delivery person. But even let's say a school is a delivery system of some sort where education is being delivered. A restaurant is a delivery system. A business is not even a delivery system. And a business is not even its marketing or its branding. And a business is not a money machine. And business is not a team. Then what is a business? What is a business? It's really all of them. It's a combination of all these things. That's what a business is. It's a thing that connects all these things, all these aspects and makes them work together. Look at this picture of Earth. We have studied about Earth. And we all know that at the center of the Earth, there is a core. A very hot molten core of metal, and that is spinning at a very high speed. And then there are some 2-3 layers of magma, then there is crust, and right on top is the Earth's crust, and between the crust and the core there are a couple of different layers. If you were to look at a business like this, like a ball, like a sphere with several layers, right at the heart, let's say, there might be a technology. Okay? Surrounding that technology, based on that technology, there will definitely be some product or a service. Okay? And then there will be some kind of a business model that is used to take that product and or that service and make it work and take it to the customer and make the whole thing work. And then right on the outside layer is the brand, the organization, the culture of the business. Okay, let's say the business of making a whiteboard marker. Okay, right at the center of it, there is some technology. What is the technology? There's ink. There's some special type of ink which is required to make a whiteboard marker, and that ink it's an ink that if you write it on a smooth surface, it can easily be rubbed off. It's not very difficult to rub off. That's a technology. Somebody created that kind of ink using some chemistry. Okay, so that's a core technology that is used in a whiteboard marker. Without that technology of some special type of ink that will get deleted when somebody just rubs it, that product cannot exist. Then of course there is plastic and printing and all that, but those are non-core technologies. The core technology behind a whiteboard marker is the ink. Then that technology is wrapped around something called a product. That is the whiteboard marker itself. That is the plastic case, that is the dhakkan, then there is a fiber tip. These are the different elements that are required to wrap around the technology for that technology core, which is the ink, to work. And then there is a business model that makes this whole thing work. See, I can sit at home also and I can make that ink. Maybe if I'm a chemist, right? And I can take some old pen cases, felt pen cases, I can fill it and I can start a home business also for whiteboard markers. And why not? It can work. Or I can import from China and I can sell them. Or I can do drop shipping. Or I can set up a factory and start making. Or I can set up a business of just selling people maybe I can set up even a thing where I sell them the technology of making whiteboard markers. Maybe in some other countries, they don't have this technology and I can just sell them the technology. So that is the whole business around which it works. And then there is payment and so many things. So that's the business model, let's say. And we are going to get into detail around the business model. And then there is the whole branding and the packaging. So there is some very fancy brands like, let's say, 3M, which claim to have a certain type of quality. And then you have, let's say, Camel, and the ones that I'm using right now in my hand is Faber-Castell. Each brand appeals to a different type of customer. Some customers like to own a certain type of brand. Some brands are designed specially only for, offices, and they're very high quality. They last for a very long time. They're meant for, a little heavy duty use. So that is the outer layer of the brand and say organization culture.